Well, I'm a believer that you have to do what you're passionate about, what you're good at, and what you're most competent in first and foremost. So I think that's really important for a women business owner to really understand what her capabilities are and ensure that those capabilities really do align with the businesses that they're trying to work with. And if that core competency is slightly one way or the other, sort of can deviate and help support the companies, that's one thing. But if it's very different, I don't think that there's really value in that company changing their strategy to get the business, because if their strategy is their strategy, and they should really stick to that, and they'll be able to find companies that work best with that strategy, and they just need to look for that.
One of the most important things for a small woman-owned enterprise to consider really is their growth. Where are they going? Where would they like to expand, either within their service line or product line, or even geographically? And they can only do that if they have the capabilities to support that. And those capabilities are around infrastructure, and that's both technology in terms of their ability to communicate and process their goods and services via the internet, frankly, but it's also around the infrastructure relative to their own staff. Do they have the right resources in place for that growth strategy? And how might that map to, say, an HP, for example? So if HP is growing in China, for example, would that woman-owned business in China be able to meet the needs of HP, given their particular capabilities?
But the attributes that we see are the great entrepreneurial instincts. Has somebody figured out a better way to do something? Has somebody figured out a better service? Has somebody figured out a better product? Has an entrepreneur really cracked the code and said, you know, I create this type of a product, I create this type of a service, and what that product and service is in a growth sector, followed in a growth market. Because what we want is grow and grow. So we want to have industries that are growing, sectors that are growing, and entrepreneurial enterprises are growing. Because if everything is pointing towards growth and you have the right leader in an entrepreneurial entity, what happens is you plug that concept into existing growth, existing momentum, and everything rises.
Well, of course, it's up to her to know, to find out when the time has come, you know, that she has grown her business that much, that she can do more. She can, for instance, expand to a different country, maybe add more categories to the business she delivers. So of course it's up to her to do that. It's very difficult for me to look at that, but it's, as from a corporate, from an Accenture point of view, we like to do business with companies that like growth, because we like growth ourselves. And businesses that bring innovation to our company and be successful in that. And that means that you're growing as a company. So if you can add more innovation to your own company, that's perfect for us.
And the idea of tying both sustainability and supplier diversity together is quite important. Additionally, as I see the world changing around and more companies having a focus on sustainability, so I think women business owners have a major opportunity if they can bring to the table sustainable, diverse products and services that really meet two needs for companies as opposed to just one. Oh, I think transparency and governance is incredibly important. And as we are looking for companies that are not doing well and doing good in communities, I think it's very valuable for those same companies to continue the line of efforts down into the communities by also doing social good in their own communities or with the companies that they work with. I know that's challenging as a small company. Sometimes it may be a little bit more effort to try to figure out what that looks like, but any way that companies can really look beyond their walls and figure out how they can be engaged in the communities that they work, I think is very, very valuable.